Hey guys, it's Jay Britt again, back with another video, and today what I really want to talk about is the importance of a daily routine. So when I think back of like all the progress that I've made and all the things that I've done and like just the past 2 years, and when I think of like the most important thing to me, it's my ability to have set myself a daily routine. And the thing is like, it's still not perfect. You know, there's still things that I want to change, that I want to add. Sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days. But in general, it's been, I'm finally at a point where I feel consistent and where it feels natural and where it feels like this is where I should be. And in my opinion, okay, all of these things, affirmations, scripting, journaling, all these things that you hear from all of these life gurus, how to change your life to make it better. None of that stuff matters if you cannot develop a consistent daily routine. And I'm not going to speak for everyone, obviously, because I know that there's plenty of successful people out there that don't have this. But the thing is for me, the daily routine is at the center of like how you basically record your progress, how you can gain confidence in your ability to literally just do things. And also in my opinion, the daily routine is basically the method that like all of these changes that you're making are basically input into your brain. And when I say that, what I'm referring to is, so I've heard a lot and I've read a lot and I've seen a lot of people talk about this idea of like our subconscious brain and our conscious brain. And the whole idea is that our subconscious brain is basically a mechanism within our mind that is built to protect us, that is built to ensure our survival. It's not necessarily built to, in the smartest way, and it's also not necessarily built in a way that is, conducive to leading you towards a successful lifestyle. The reasoning is that the way that it works is our subconscious mind takes in information that we feed it or that is received in our senses throughout our childhood and throughout growing up and all of those things. And it takes those habits and those ideas and those things that we feed it as like the truth, as the reality, as like this action, this idea, if I hold on to this and never ever stray from it, I can keep her safe. I can keep him safe. I can keep myself safe. And so what I mean by that is, so when you grow up and say, you're every single day, you wake up, you go to work, you do your thing, but you never ever work out, right? That sort of habit and that idea is input into your brain as like, this is happening because it is conducive to it's conducive to survival. You know what I mean? And it's just because it's a habit, if that makes sense. If you go your whole life and you never work out, your subconscious brain is going to say, not working out is good for me. Not working out is what we need to continue to do. And the hardest part is kind of differentiating the subconscious from the conscious. So like your conscious brain is all the logic, right? The logic that says, no, I know that working out is good for me. I know running is good for me. I know, all these things are great for me, that they can, help me to become successful and become the person that I want to be. But your subconscious brain doesn't understand that because the action doesn't support it. And because forever, the actions have not supported and the words haven't supported. Because think about it. When you get into the habit of not running and not exercising, you start to kind of like make excuses as to why you don't do it. And then those excuses turn into like words like, oh, I hate running. I hate working out. Oh, working out is just too stressful. Working out is this, working out is that. I'll work out when this, I'll work out when I feel this, right? And what we don't realize is all of those words are not only a result of the habits that we've built, but are also adding on to those habits that we built, and it's putting more programming into our subconscious brain. So it's kind of like a really vicious cycle of like, yeah, we definitely need to change this. And so getting back on track, the whole idea of a daily routine is to kind of like have a method to reprogram your subconscious, right? Because the only way to get your subconscious to be on the same level of your conscious brain is to push past all those uncomfortable feelings of things that your body's not used to and say, I know that this doesn't feel right only because I haven't done it and only because it's not natural to me. And when you push past that and input it into your daily routine, you go through like a month or a couple months, and then it starts to become more natural because your subconscious brain is finally receiving all of that information and saying like, hey, this is now the new norm. This is now the new habit. This is now what I'm going to stick to because this is her new survival norm, if that makes sense. So this can be translated into so many other things, physical, mental, emotional, all those things. Like if you have been going your whole life, listening to people who say bad things about you, or listening to people's bad advice, or listening to yourself, like telling yourself you're ugly, telling yourself you're fat, telling yourself you're not capable, telling yourself you're too scared, telling yourself it's not possible, telling yourself, oh, this is the reality that makes sense. Like I can't make $1 million in a day. Like I can't do that, All of those things go into your subconscious brain and they create this sort of like system that is then going to work against you and to keep you in that system because that system has worked for you, if that makes sense. I guess a good way to describe it is like the way your subconscious mind thinks is, why would he, she, them, they, why would they do this if it wasn't good for them? Your subconscious mind doesn't understand good or bad. It only understands what you input. And not even just you, but the people around you, all the stuff around you, your environment, the people you surround yourself with, the thoughts that you allow into your brain, all of that gets input as information and gets locked into your subconscious mind. So the whole idea of a daily routine, and why I think it's so important, is because the daily routine is basically the system that we can use to help to break those cycles and input new ones, right? So my suggestion is, I know this can seem really overwhelming and like insane and crazy, but my suggestion is, before you jump in and say, I want to change my whole life, I'm going to work out every day, I'm going to read, 6 chapters of a book every day, I'm going to wake up in the morning and have a healthy breakfast, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I would just focus on just the simple idea of a daily routine and start with something that's really easy and really enjoyable, but that you might not necessarily do, right? So my favorite part about my daily routine is I'm a big believer of the first thing that in the morning should be positive. It should be uplifting. It should be something you enjoy, something that you can look forward to, right? So whether that, for me, that's every day when I wake up, the first thing I do is I turn on like a motivational video or a podcast or a speaker or, just like someone just literally talking about something positive, and I listen to that and I clean. That's like my happy space. That's what I enjoy, and I look forward to that, right? So maybe for you that's the same thing, or maybe for you that's painting or reading, or maybe you like to work out. Maybe that's something you've already input into your life. Starting with a 5-minute run or a couple jumping jacks, or maybe it could be something even more simple than that. Like maybe you have a favorite cup of tea, and you'll make a goal and say, for this week, every single day, I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to make myself that cup of tea no matter what, and I'm going to drink the whole thing, and I'm going to sit down, I'm going to relax, and I'm just going to drink that cup of tea. Or maybe even honestly, everyone feels different, right? Everyone is at a different process. So some people might even feel overwhelmed by that. So maybe it's just like, I'm just going to drink a glass of water in the morning. I'm going to wake up, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drink a glass of water. And like the thing is no matter what you choose, it's going to be hard, because it's not going to be something you're used to. And that is why literally everything in the world is hard, is because we're just not used to it yet. We haven't built that sort of habit. So when you first start this, just don't put pressure on yourself. Try to aim for a week. And if you miss a couple days, that's fine. Give yourself permission to be like, okay, I'm so grateful for the days that I did do. And despite the days that I haven't done, I know that I'm capable of doing better. And if it takes you a month to get this right, that's fine. It doesn't matter, because time is irrelevant. You know what I mean? You have to give yourself the time to do things at your own pace. So yeah, just try be really consistent and just try to not overwhelm yourself with this, but really just think about how a daily routine could impact your life. I'm really excited to see how you guys feel about this, and if you guys have any, differing opinions, if you guys feel differently about it. If you guys have any questions, drop some comments below, send me a DM. I'm here for you. I really think that a daily routine is super important, and I definitely am going to make more videos on this because I feel like it's kind of even more complex than I really got into. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to hear more, drop a like and subscribe. So I'll see you guys next Wednesday.